Sometimes a photo will have an unnatural looking overall color called a color cast, which comes from the lighting under which you shoot the photo. For example, if you take a photo under fluorescent lights in an office, it may look too green overall. Or if you have a camera or a phone that shoots underwater, you may get a photo that looks too blue. Now, sometimes you might like that effect, but when the subject is something like food, it can look unappealing. So let me show you a quick method to neutralize a color cast that you don't want. Go to the Layers panel, and if your Layers panel isn't open, go up to the Windows menu at the top of the screen and choose Layers. At the bottom of the Layers panel, click the Add Adjustment Layer icon and choose Levels from the pop-up menu. That adds a Levels adjustment layer above the layer that was selected. Now, it's a good idea to get in the habit of making adjustments with adjustment layers rather than directly to a photo, because adjustment layers give you the flexibility to refine an adjustment later. When you added the Levels adjustment layer, the Properties panel probably popped out, and it contains controls for the Levels adjustment layer that we just added. Now, here's the quick color correction trick. In the Properties panel, go to the eyedroppers and click on the middle eyedropper, which is the Gray Eyedropper. Then move into the image and click on something that you think should be neutral gray. This will neutralize the color on which you click and shift all the other colors in the scene around that neutralized color. In this case, it shifts the overall color away from blue and toward a warmer yellow-orange, which I think makes the food look more natural. If you don't get a look that you like the first time you click, try clicking in other spots, and you'll get a slightly different color every time because the result depends on the color on which you click. This method works best when there's a gray object in the scene, but if there isn't, try clicking on something that should be black or white. If you think the change is too strong, you can always go back to the Layers panel, and with the Levels adjustment layer selected, go to the Opacity slider and drag to the left to lower the opacity of that adjustment. Now, this isn't the only color correction method in Photoshop. A Photoshop Pro would probably use a more precise and complex method using something like color curves. But this is a quick method that will often help reduce an unwanted color cast so that your photos look more like the scene you remember shooting.